everybody, welcome back to Art a la Carte and the next chapter in the Choose the Adventure story. If you don't know what this is, I'll leave a link to the first video in the description box below. It explains everything there. So in the meantime, let's just jump into it. The trio walked silently through the woods for many hours. Ember looked up. They must be coming to the edge of the forest. The trees were beginning to clear, and she could see the stars in the night sky above them. It was then Ember began to notice a sound, like constant thunder, and as they reached the top of the hill, her eyes opened wide. "What is this?" she gasped. Moonstone turned and looked at Ember, puzzled. "Have you never seen the ocean before?" Ember scanned the horizon. "This is the ocean?" As far as the eye could see, there was nothing but water before her. She took a few tentative steps forward. I had only heard tales of such a place, but never thought it was... She paused only for a moment. "I never thought it was this big!" Ember ran to the shore. When it reached her toes, Ember gave a little shriek. "Oh, I've never felt anything so cold!" "And that smell," she smiled. "The smell of low tide." Moon wasn't as thrilled, but even her bad mood couldn't dampen Ember's joy as she raced down the shoreline. Moon watched her, and a small smile crept across her face. She reached up and touched her cheek. "These human emotions are getting out of hand." Then she jumped in shock, looking down as the water covered her own feet. "It is cold," she mused. Look what I found!" Ember stumbled towards her. "It's the Moonstone," she said breathlessly. Moon looked shocked at the girl's hands. There was a flat, smooth, disc-shaped object. "It was just lying there, in the sand," Ember stammered. Moon looked back at the girl unimpressed. "That is a shell, not the Moonstone." Ember held the shell to her face. "Is it magic?" she asked excitedly. "No." Is it valuable?" "No." "Can I keep it?" Moon rolled her eyes and walked towards the rocky alcove. "Sure. Yes, you can keep it." Ember danced with delight, and then stopped when she saw another shell at her feet. Reaching down to pick it up, she noticed another shell near her hand. Ember grinned. Moon walked out on a large flat rock and looked up at the sky, the moon glowing down on her. "What we need is a... She stopped, looking at the girl, her arms full of seashells. "What are you doing?" she asked. "What? You said I could keep them." Moon glared a moment. "I said you could keep one," then reached out and took a small oval shell from Ember's hands. "Hey!" "Hush," Moon said. "Why don't you get your own shells?" Moon took the small shell and pinched both sides. It opened to reveal a small white pearl. "Oh, that's a good one!" but then gasped as Moon threw it into the water. "What? If you didn't want it," she started. "Hush," Moon retorted, and then watched the still water. When a bubble popped, she added, "Stay quiet and let me do the talking, and whatever you do, don't..." She paused, seeing Ember leaning over, reaching out towards the water. Moon grabbed her and yanked her back. "Don't touch the water." "Why? Don't you want to play with us?" Ember and Moon looked over, and there sat a woman on the rock before them. "We could have so much fun." She smiled darkly. Ember stood up, not taking her eyes off the woman. No, she wasn't a woman. Her head, shoulders, and torso were that of a human, but Ember stared at a large green fin in the place where her legs should have been. "A mermaid?" Ember whispered. Moon motioned her to be silent, but the woman leaned closer. "I prefer to be called a siren, voice of the sea. Do you like songs? I could sing you one." Her voice low and deep. Ember leaned closer, her eyes dulling. "Enough!" Moonstone's voice broke whatever trance the mermaid had begun to weave, and Ember jumped back. The mermaid slowly turned towards Moon with an evil smirk.
"Never fear, little one. You can play too."
The moth on Moon's head began to glow, and Moon opened her eyes, brilliant white.
"Your tricks have no power here. We wish to speak with your queen."
The mermaid's eyes widened, and she dove back into the water. Moon's glow began to dim back to normal. "What was that?" Ember asked quietly. But before Moon could respond, another voice called out,
"The mighty unicorn is a mortal human. How unfortunate."
And yeah, this is where I'm going to leave it. And while there doesn't seem to be a clear option or decision in front of them, I need a directional guide. For those of you who have been around my channel and my art for a while know my great love of mermaids. When I convey a mermaid presence, it's always the sweeter, gentler, kinder side of mermaids. I've started to play around with the darker side of a mermaid. Your choice that you get to vote with is with the Mermaid Queen. Is she good or is she kind of wicked? Now, before we jump into the voting, this has changed a little bit. YouTube has gotten rid of their polls. Wah, wah. So to vote, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to Straw Poll where you can cast your votes there. If you're brand new to this story series or to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you want to get notified right away, ring that notification bell. So until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.